What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and we're going to be analyzing and looking at if you should be copying Nancy Pelosi's other half of copying their trades. So this is a report that came out that Congress folks and the Senate people within the influence of the government agencies have to release any kind of large position sizing and holdings. You probably heard already in the news that 75 to 80% of people are like, hey, why are these individuals able to trade individual stocks? And they're having information way before ahead of time than anything is known of the public. Perfect example is the crash of 2020 when everyone is like the spread and all the travel stocks. You saw multiple senators and congressmen and women selling short their Disney, their Expedia, all kinds of things. Coming out of a particular hearing and briefing from some health officials in early January. But anyways, we're going to be looking at these individual picks that Miss Nancy and her husband have made. We're going to be looking at Google, Micron, Roblox, Salesforce, and the Walt Disney Company. And it goes to the same amount of extent. It tells you exactly what options they're buying. You can see here in the description below, these are all newer positions. So we're saying here with the Disney one, which I tweeted about here, was purchased 50 calls of the 130 strike price and what expiration date. And of course, we can use Thinkorswim and other tools to kind of calculate where that stock could be and so forth. So we're going to be looking at this, switching into Thinkorswim. So we're just going to be moving this one, moving this one completely aside over here for now. And we're just going to be kind of running with that moving forth. So we're going to be jumping into the very first one of just from top to bottom. We're going to type into Google. Of course, this is on a weekly chart. Let's bring this down to a daily chart. Within the article is they purchased 10 call options at the $2,000 strike price. So $2,000 strike price, they purchased these on the 17th. So the 17th of December was right, let me zoom in a little bit more, was right here on this day here, on this little candle here. So again, it doesn't tell you exactly what time, but they said they purchased just 10 of these call options, which is $2,000 all the way into this year's, what is it, 9/16, so all the way to September. So those are going to be down for sure. So we can kind of go into the trading tab here, and then we're going to be populating the September 16th. We're going to be going to the 2000 call option right here, and then populate it. We're going to be sending it to the grid. Bada bing, bada bang, pop out the chart. So again, not looking too pretty here. Again, we're going to the 11. Where is this? Oh, here we go. 16th. So they potentially paid anywhere around, this seems a little high, so around 980 to 975 potentially. And that position is down pretty substantially here. We're talking basically over 20%, on those calls as of the close of last Friday. So pretty substantial haircut on the Google position. And if we go back to the Google chart, we can see here that is potentially trying to find some kind of support here, potentially, if we do see some more talks and aggressive rate hiking, even though Google is a printing machine with a lot of their business lines. I think it's going to be doing just fine. The next one is going to be MU. Of course, this is another stock that has gone completely gangbusters and is a little bit more of a substantial uptrend. This one was also bought on actually later in December on the 21st, and they purchased 100 calls at the 50 strike price for the same monthly expiration. So we're going to go back to September. We're going to be looking for the 50 calls. So the thing you notice is they're buying these calls deep in the money. Many people that I know that do kind of roll the dice, as they say, for options, they're not buying these deep in the money. Because again, buying these calls deep in the money, you're basically creating the synthetic holding of stock. Because if you're buying a delta higher than 80, that is basically synthetically holding for one contract 100 shares, and you get a nice move because the delta is fairly highly correlated to the overall stock price. So this, again, we're looking for the date of December 21st, which is right here. So they potentially could have bought these for around $41-ish. That kind of makes sense. They bought 100 of those and they paid anywhere from $250 to $500,000. Very vague on that sense. So even if we bought this at the high of the day, they will be up close on the Friday about 10%. So far doing a-okay there, but again, that Google position was substantially larger because it was closer to it was a $500,000 to $1 million position. Next, we're going to be looking at the roadblock, so RBLX. So this one, again, not too good looking chart here, but again, this could be a very quick rebound play. Newer stock, IPO'd last year, has a lot of potential growth, a lot of unknown, the metaverse, all this kind of stuff. People are putting their own spin onto it. We'll see how this one plays out. This one is actually purchased on the 20th of December. So let's go to the trade tab here. We're going to go into this is expiring next January, so of 2023. So going all the way out there, they purchased the $100 calls. Again, they were, I think that was in the money when they purchased these. These are clearly fairly aggressively out of the chart, out of the money here. So they purchased them on December 20th. So that is right about, let me zoom in here, right about here. So they probably purchased them for around 30, so about $3,000, and now they're about 18. So we can kind of just do a very basic looking at here, and those are down nearly 35%. Since they were purchased. So far, not looking too good. Hopefully, maybe the Pelosi's know something about some rebound coming in or some kind of bill that's coming down the pipe that will help these companies out. So going to the next one is going to be CRM, Salesforce. This is one that we kind of highlighted on the previous video, and a lot of folks have been talking about Salesforce. Like, it's underappreciated. They have bought in Slack. They're coming out strong. All these kind of things. Again, these was purchased around the same amount of Google of $500,000 to $1 million, and they purchased these on December 20th as well. So again, just kind of rounding out the year in this little dip area here. But again, seeing that market pullback of last week once we saw the non-farm payroll, and then we had the Fed minutes come out on Tuesday as well, kind of really dripped the market pretty substantially lower here. So those calls are definitely going to be down as well. Again, those are going to be calls going out into next year. So they're going to be a little bit more time, even though they bought these calls heavily in the money. I believe they bought the for calls, they bought the 210. So it's still in the money, but again, it's still going to be coming down because again, it's very highly correlated to the stock here with that higher delta. So again, that December 20th that we said, yeah. So December 20th right here. Is basically, again, you can see here just by drawing the little trend line here, those are down about 25%. So far, the Pelosi's call options for 2023 or 2022 are not panning out too well. So again, I'm thinking that they know something that we might not know, or they're just completely trolling everyone and just letting everyone just destroy their money because there's a lot of more people that are just tracking those particular call options. Last but not least, we have Disney. This thing has definitely been slammed over here the last couple months here due to all the different variants, all these other kind of varied components coming into that. We're going to be looking at December 17th they bought these. So this is, again, zooming in here. They bought them a little bit here on the dip here. That's just a nice little position if they saw that. That did actually see a slightly uproar. So just on the stock itself is basically bought around 148, and now it's trading around like 157. So about slightly couple points higher. So we're going to be going to the trading tab, and they purchased actually it's the September ones for this, and they bought these really deep in the money. They bought the 130s. So that was a fairly aggressive bet there as well coming into that chart there. Again, we said the December 17th, so it was right about here. So they only purchased $100,000 to $250,000 worth of this one, but this is probably their a little bit better performer one. This is up nearly 30% since they bought it. So if they bought 100,000, they're up 30K from that, and then if they bought 200,000, they're up 60K from that low. So that's basically a very nice vacation for them on that behalf there. But so what do you guys think about these different various charts, and these are worthwhile bets to be placed? It seems a little crowded, to be quite honest with you. There's a lot of folks that are talking about making these trades like this, but like we can just better understand of like are people really putting money behind this? I really I do think they are actually, but we'll see if they pan out. We'll continue to monitor them. The stocks that I like out of this one is definitely like the Disney. It's kind of really beaten up. I do like the Google, but I want to see on how things pan out with the rate heights. Roblox is definitely one I'm looking at. Very small investment because it's very speculative, and I just don't know too much about the metaverse. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.